I would like to open a City of Pearland Planning and Zoning regular meeting. The time is 8:09. Roll call. All of the commissioners are present with the exception of Daniel Tunstall. Item number 2, consent agenda. There's really one item on the consent agenda, but it covers both approval of the P&Z regular meeting minutes and excuse the absence of P&Z Commissioner Troy Pradia from the October 21st meeting. Would anybody like to remove something from the consent agenda? Not hearing any. Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Got a motion and a second. Everybody, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? Item passes 6-0. Moving on to item number 3, which is new business. Item number A is consideration of possible action, approval of a lot that does not have frontage on public street, VARP 19-00022. This is a request of Cathy Fontenot of Survey 1, the applicant on behalf of Pamela Sharp, Dane Beito, Zam and Yolanda Zam, owners, for approval of variance permitted in section 2.6.11B1 of the Unified Development Code, ordinance number 2000T, to allow for the approval of the platting of a lot that does not have frontage on a public street per section 3.2.14.2J within the City of Pearland Zone SR-12 suburban residential. General location is 5706 and 5710 Cottonwood Street. Do I hear a motion?
So move.
We have staff's report.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, this is a variance request for creation of a set of lot, or a lot that doesn't have access to a public right-of-way. This is within an SR-12 suburban residential zone property. And the reason for this is that they are replacing the residence that is on the lot that does not have the access to it. This meets all of the criteria for approval per our conformity table. And then this is the area. As you can see, there are two parcels, or there's two parcels, one stacked right on top of the other, both access through an easement onto Cottonwood Street. And this is a depiction of what the plat would look like, creating those lots. And that completes our staff report.
Do I need to ask if the owner has a presentation?
As it's a variance, you can allow the owner to come up, followed by any public comment, because we need a public hearing for the variance.
Would the owner like to come and make a presentation? Please state your name and address for the record. Please.
Pamela Sharp, Beito, and Dane Beito, 5710 Cottonwood Street, Pearland, Texas, 77584. So my husband has owned this property for 30 years. And the access that we have with the 30-foot easement behind our neighbor's property in front of us has served us well all these years with no problem whatsoever. This has arisen because we need to replace our home of 30 years. It has black mold, and this is our only alternative at this point. So to get the permit, we've had to, have the property surveyed and then take this route.
Thank you. Being a public hearing, is there anybody in the audience that wishes to speak for or against the proposed variance? Anybody in the audience? Third and final time. So there's no comments. Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments? Mary?
Not as long as this is a dedicated, recorded easement. That's all that's necessary.
I think this is just an opportunity to make the process that's been in existence for quite a while in conformance with our regulations.
The easement is recorded, correct? It's all good to go on the easement side?
Correct. It shows on the survey.
And I have no issue with this at all. Hearing there's no comments, there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Variance passes 6-0. Thank you. Item number B, consideration possible action zone change application number 19-00020. Request by Jennifer Pollak Evans, applicant on behalf of Signature Company's owner for approval of a zoning change for general business to general commercial on approximately 6.1479 acres of land, general location 2832 Manville and 722 Fight Road, Pearland, Texas. Do I hear a motion in a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. We heard all the information on this property in a previous joint special meeting. Did staff have anything else to add from what we had already heard?
Nothing additional.
Do commissioners have any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All those approved, raise your right hand. Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Item C, consideration and possible action, preliminary plat of Stewart Heights at Savannah Section 16, plat 19-00084. This is a request of Jennifer Curtis of META Planning and Design, the applicant on behalf of Savannah Development Limited, owner for approval of the preliminary plat of Stewart Heights at Savannah Section 16, creating 82 single-family lots and 2 reserves on plus or minus 20.8 acres of land located on the north side of Post Road west of the Brazoria/Fort Bend County line. General location is the north side of Post Road west of the Brazoria-Fort Bend County line. Did I hear a motion in a second?
So move.
Got a motion in a second. Staff report?
Yes, this, as mentioned, is within the Lexus Savannah development, and it is a preliminary plat. This meets the code conformity table, and staff had no issues with the proposed preliminary plat. This is the aerial map showing the general location of the subdivision. And then this is an image of the preliminary plat. And that completes our staff report.
Any questions or comments from commissioners? Troy? Not hearing any. We have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, motion passes 6-0. Brings us to item number 4, which is discussion items, commissioners' activity report. Anybody have anything to report on?
I just have one thing that I read about, and I want to make sure that we're in conformity with it in all of our whatever we're platting and doing. It's House Bill 2439, which is in regard to facade requirements. I just want to make sure that it's all taken care of, and if we need to change anything in this regulations, that they are done and we vote on them.
Staff is read and is enforcing the bill accordingly. Oh, I'm sorry, you just wanted to make sure. It's a discussion item. I don't want to talk about what's in the pipeline for the UDC, but thank you for your comment.
All right.
Next item, next P and Z regular meeting, December 2nd. I will not be able to make it on December 2nd. Anybody else have any conflicts? Go ahead.
This is my last day today, so I want to tell everyone it was a pleasure serving on the board, and wish everybody luck in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll adjourn 8:20.